On January 27, 1996, an unidentified female's body was discovered by a passerby in Beaumont, California. The finding occurred in a rural, hilly area situated in a ravine south of the eastbound Highway 60 near Gilman Springs Road. A couple driving through the vicinity flagged down a law enforcement officer and reported the presence of the body on the roadside. Upon investigation, authorities concluded that the victim's life had likely been taken a few hours before the discovery. The victim, of uncertain ethnicity, appeared to be Hispanic, American Indian, or possibly Asian. She was found lying on her back with a gunshot wound to her head, and there were signs of assault. The victim lacked any form of identification or a purse, but her clothing was clean and in good condition. At the time of the incident, no investigative leads were available. The woman's short tandem repeat profile was obtained and subsequently entered into the missing and unidentified persons section in California. She appeared to be aged between 30 and 45 with brown hair and eyes. Standing at approximately 5'1" and weighing 130 lbs, the woman bore a surgical scar on her right abdomen. Authorities reached out to surrounding agencies in search of potential missing persons matching her description, and her case was registered on Immerse. Detectives created a composite sketch, leveraging local media to seek leads. Despite these efforts, the investigation hit a dead end and the case turned cold. Recently, the Riverside County Regional Cold Case Team collaborated with AAM to employ advanced DNA testing and forensic genetic genealogy. Forensic DNA samples were sent to AAM, where scientists utilized forensic-grade genome sequencing to construct a comprehensive genealogical profile, aiming to generate new leads in the case. The law enforcement investigators received the profile and utilized it for genetic genealogy research, employing databases like the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. Through the California Department of Justice Riverside Crime Lab's Missing and Unidentified Persons System, they successfully identified the victim as Juana Rosa Zagal from the Los Angeles area. This breakthrough was officially announced on June 26, 2023, revealing that Juana was 41 years old when she lost her life. Expressing the profound impact of the tragedy, one of Juana's daughters remarked, "He dismantled my family. It wasn't just one life he took all of ours. It's incredibly challenging for me, but I desperately want to uncover the identity of the responsible party." Detectives remain hopeful that individuals in Juana's circle, including friends, neighbors, or colleagues, may possess valuable information to shed light on her disappearance. Those with any knowledge of Juana or additional details are urged to contact detectives at 951-955, 740 or 951-955, 2277. On October 6, 1982, investigators concluded that an unknown man had been the victim of foul play. For 4 decades, the case remained unsolved until AAM Labs, in a groundbreaking collaboration, employed advanced forensic genome sequencing. AAM North America's inaugural private laboratory dedicated to deriving human identification from forensic and crime scene evidence has been successfully tackling cases of this nature across the continent. The California Department of Justice forwarded DNA extracted from the victim's bones to AAM Labs. Employing a suitability analysis, AAM assessed the quantity of viable DNA. Leveraging their capability to scrutinize hundreds of thousands of DNA markers, AAM facilitated the identification of more distant relatives, ultimately leading to the victim's direct family through genealogy. Subsequently, the FBI became involved, utilizing fingerprinting to confirm the identity once a potential match had been identified. This collaborative effort brought resolution to a cold case that had stumped investigators for over 4 decades. Law enforcement successfully established a crucial connection, ultimately unveiling the identity of the long-standing John Doe case. In October 2023, the public learned that the previously unidentified human remains belonged to Rodney Allen Ramsey, a 28-year-old born on May 25, 1954, residing in Sacramento, California. Michael Vogan, AAM Labs Director of Account Management, remarked, "What began as a case of unidentified human remains has evolved into an entirely new investigation. The impact on the community, detectives, and decades of family members is profound. While we celebrate this success, our focus now shifts to the next challenge." Notably, Rodney bore distinctive tattoos on his left forearm, featuring a red rose with 3 leaves and a skull with black braids, 3 red-tipped feathers protruding from the head, and red accents around the eye sockets. Lieutenant Karina Sasa, spokesperson for the Santa Cruz Police Department, emphasized that despite this breakthrough, investigators still have extensive work ahead and intend to reach out to Ramsey's family. Individuals possessing information related to this case are encouraged to contact the Santa Cruz Police Department's investigation unit at 831-425-820 or the department's tip line at 831-420-5995. In February 2021, a laborer stumbled upon human remains serendipitously while working near an abandoned warehouse in Oporto, situated south of Vigo and close to the Portuguese border. The remains, discovered in a sealed well, had undergone a profound state of decomposition and exhibited saponification, a process in which bacteria thriving in a damp and warm environment transform body fat into a soap-like substance, rendering the body unidentifiable. Upon examination, investigators determined that the unidentified man had sustained a fatal blow to the head and other severe injuries throughout his body. However, the absence of flesh and personal effects in the well presented a perplexing challenge in establishing the individual's identity. Despite conducting DNA tests, no matches were found in police databases for any known individuals or missing persons. Faced with a stagnant investigation in 2022, the Guardia Civil Police Force sought assistance from Fernando Vietes, a forensic scientist affiliated with Galicia's Institute of Legal Medicine. Forensic facial reconstruction is the process of recreating a person's face based on skeletal remains, utilizing a combination of anatomical science, anthropology, and artistic interpretation. Collaborating with artist Alba San N, Dr. Vietes produced 6 different renditions of the man's face, featuring subtle variations in hair color and varying degrees of facial hair. These photo-fit-style representations proved effective when, within a few weeks, a woman from Portugal stepped forward, recognizing her long-lost brother whom she had not seen in over 3 years. Subsequent DNA testing substantiated the woman's claim, conclusively identifying the unknown man as Carlos Alberto Vieira do Euro. Originally from Vido Castillo in Portugal, Carlos had been residing in Spain for 2 decades, operating a used car business in Vigo. Investigators from the Guardia Civil were able to establish the 37-year-old Carlos's disappearance date as October 13, 2018, meticulously tracing his movements leading up to the time of his demise. The investigators have identified 5 suspects with varying degrees of involvement in a homicide believed to be linked to fraudulent activities perpetrated by Carlos in his dealings with used cars. 2 of the accused individuals have been placed in custody by the investigating judge in Oporto, while the third, believed to have played a role, has been released on bail. Dr. Vietes has gained recognition for his expertise in identifying bodies in advanced stages of decomposition. He has worked at Darwin Cemetery in the Falklands, where the International Committee of the Red Cross led an initiative to identify over 120 anonymous Argentine soldiers. Additionally, Dr. Vietes contributed to the identification of victims of the 2004 Madrid train bombings. Notably, he provided a visual representation of Manuel Blanco Roma Santa, Spain's first recorded serial offender who claimed a curse transformed him into a wolf and led him to take the lives of 13 people in the 19th century. As of now, there has been no public update on the status of the individual suspected in the death of Carlos Alberto Vieira do Ouro.